Hi, welcome to the Generational Gooner. This is a review of the Ipswich Town game yesterday, Sunday. It's a bit of a late one in the UK. I'm doing this, but better late than never. I think we, us Gooners, what a week we've had, and that game was one of the most comfortable games we've had all season, I do believe. With the possession, we were in complete control. We had 75 possession at the end of the 90 minutes and added time. And I do believe that's the most in the Premier League possession in a game this season up to now. So that's a good omen. All the metrics, the positive ones on the stats were in our favour, and apart from a red card, but I'll go into that in a bit. Right, from the Madrid game, I thought that we'd ring a lot of changes, but we didn't. My predicted lineup was a few more changes than we had, but from the players that started in Madrid, there was only 3 changes. 2 of them, I thought. I wanted right backs, so Timber and White to come in for Timber, and Timber to be rested, and the same for Miles Lewis-Skelly. But I thought I didn't want Miles Lewis-Skelly rested for this game. I thought it would be a good chance to see him in midfield. But he was on the bench, and it was Zinchenko that came in for him. I predicted in my preview that it would be Kieran Tierney. I think with Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko at the moment, it's just a flip of a coin who starts. I think they're both going to be off in the summer. So, like I said, just a flip of a coin who starts at left back when it isn't Miles Lewis-Skelly and with Calafiori out injured. So, and the third change was Thomas Partey didn't start. And I don't know if that was a bit of a punishment from Mikel Arteta for Partey getting that ridiculous yellow card. He would have been furious at him, because now we've got he's suspended, as he had carried a yellow card into that game, which would have been wiped out at the semi-finals. But at the end of the game, he got into a altercation, of scuffle with Rudiger and Bellingham, and he got a stupid yellow card and misses the game. The first leg at the Emirates versus PSG. So I think that's pretty much why he might not have started. So Rice went back to the 6, and Marino came back into midfield on the left role, which I think he played his best game in midfield this season. And then Odegaard finished the trio of midfield, and I think Odegaard had one of his best games against Ipswich, and that he's had for most of the season. And it was a great performance by him, I thought. Trossard did well, not only because he scored. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Might need a sip of the old drink. Right. Sorry about that. And where was I? Trossard had a really good game. He scored twice, not only because of that. He had a really good game, I thought, and was very productive. Really nice touch, which set up Saka to cross it in for, and then flicked in the box by Mikel Merino, and Martinelli got on the end of it. Trossard got us on the way with a nice little touch. Odegaard got a kind of assist, but I think he kicked it kind of thing. And I think he was setting himself up, but he missed it. Just touched his studs, made its way to Trossard, and he put us 1-up. And then, as I've just said, Martinelli put us 2-up, and then went into half-time 2-0. But on the half-hour mark, all Gooners' hearts were in their mouths a bit, and I was like, oh no, don't be the hamstring. Leif Davis clattered into a disgusting challenge into the back of Saka. It was kind of lucky, because I thought, oh my God, if it's your hamstring, we are done for. But, fizzy drink. Sorry. And that's disgusting, I know. And we are done for, but it wasn't, and it was his Achilles. And he decided to, I don't know if the physio said he's all right to carry on, but I would have took him straight off if I was Mikel Arteta. And that's one annoying thing I had with Mikel Arteta. I would have just whipped him right off. Got Ethan Nwaneri on the bench that I would have started, and but he didn't. And he then, because Davis got a red card, Saka got, for the rest of the half, booed every time he had the ball. He had quite a few chances, some that just went past the post. He definitely didn't have his shooting boots on, and he didn't score this game. Made an assist, but like one of the chances where he was in the middle of the penalty box, beat a player, and found himself with just the goal and fluffed his chances. Like I said, didn't have his shooting boots on. But we went in 2-0 at half time. Trossard then got his second of the game, putting us 3-0 up. That was comfortable. We rang the changes. Saka come off. And like I said, Saka come off. And he on the bench, you could see pictures of him, his Achilles wrapped with ice. And that being the case, I hope he's all right. It'll be a sore one. I really don't want to see him playing on Wednesday in the Premier League game we've got against Crystal Palace, because after that we've got a 6-day rest, and I really will be disappointed if I see Saka start. I didn't want him to start in this one. And even Nwaneri, he scored a goal. It was a slight deflection, pretty big deflection, but I think it went down to Ethan Nwaneri and Butler, Udojeji, if I said that right, come on, and he looked lively, and he had a great shot saved by the goalkeeper. So even he looked lively when he come on. But as I've said, I want to ring the changes for Wednesday's game and against Crystal Palace, and I want to see Rice, Saka definitely wrapped up in cotton wool and rested for the Palace game. Got 6 days to for Saka to get over his injury, and we cannot afford for Rice to get an injury. The luck we've had, like when I've fought Gabriel, I thought that's our season over, that's our Champions League campaign over. But Kivior, as I've said before, big up to him. He's really impressed me. So the players that have really impressed me in the Ipswich game was Kivior, for keeping a clean sheet but playing really well again. Nothing, he might have gone unnoticed, but sometimes that's really good when your defender goes unnoticed. He won all his tackles, he's comfortable on the ball, and like I said, won all his duels. Saliba was the same, but you come to expect that from William Saliba. But then Mikel Merino, like I said previously, had a really good game. Best I've seen him in when playing midfield for Arsenal. And I'm not going to say much about... I've already said Rice and Saka, wrap them up in cotton wool and I'll do a preview for the Palace game. But we ended up kind of cementing second place. Thank you to Aston Villa, because they beat Newcastle, who were third behind us. And at recording this, the game will be finished probably, but I had a notification. Half time, Tottenham are losing to Nottingham Forest. So Nottingham Forest will probably, I think they're leapfrog Man City maybe, but they were 6 points behind us and before the game, and like they'll be, if they win that, unless Tottenham do us a favour, I doubt it, but they'll be 6 points behind us again with games running out. And I think, like I wanted, wrapped up second place. And on to PSG after the Palace game. We get 6 days rest. Make as many changes as you want, Mikel, for the Palace game. They've got their eyes on at the weekend, the FA Cup. So, as I said before, great week for the Gooners. Semi-finals of the Champions League after beating Real Madrid in the Bernabeu again, and then cementing our Premier League second place, I do believe, like I said. And bring on Palace on Wednesday. Wrap a lot of players up in cotton wool that need to be rested. Have a 6-day rest before the semi-final. And as I always say, up the Arsenal. U to B, Gooner.